Hello my dear fashion enthusiasts. I'm delighted to welcome you back to Brandibay Fashion. Today let's discover together the Georges Hobeika Fall Winter 2026 fashion show presented during Paris Fashion Week, under the direction of Georges Hobeika. From the very first moments, the show establishes an almost unreal atmosphere, as if the runway opens into a suspended space between couture and nature. There is an immediate intention to create not just a sequence of silhouettes, but a true sensation. The opening feels incredibly light, almost like a soft breeze guiding the movement of the models, and what I particularly appreciate is this way of suggesting motion without ever making it overt. The silhouettes appear long, fluid and elongated, with an almost immaterial presence at times. They seem to glide rather than walk, as if the ground itself were fading beneath them. What is interesting is that this sense of lightness does not rely solely on movement, but also on the construction of the garments. The lines are extended, the volumes remain soft, and the fabrics follow the body with great delicacy, creating the impression of a wardrobe shaped by air rather than by rigid structure. The color palette plays a crucial role in this perception. Georges Hobeika does not seek strong contrasts or immediate visual impact through color. Instead, he favors pale, slightly washed tones, with soft shades that evoke faded petals, watercolor washes, or flowers seen through a veil of light. I find this choice particularly effective, as it creates a sense of visual calm. Nothing overwhelms the eye. Instead, everything invites you to slow down and observe more carefully. Looking closer, you begin to notice how central the work on materials is. Translucent silks, airy tulle and extremely fine layering create depth without adding weight to the silhouette. At times, the fabrics seem almost weightless on the body, yet everything is precisely controlled. Light plays a key role here. It does not simply illuminate the garments. It passes through the layers, reveals the volumes, enhances a drape, highlights a transparency, and then allows the silhouette to dissolve back into the overall composition. It is within this relationship between light and material that the show reaches its most poetic dimension. Some moments almost give the impression that the garments are breathing. The contours soften, the lines blur slightly, and the eye is naturally drawn to subtle details. A sheer layer, the fall of a fabric, a movement of tulle, a nearly imperceptible gradient. This is not a collection that imposes its beauty, but one that allows it to emerge gradually. Embroidery and embellishments are handled with great restraint. Delicate beading, refined couture details, and subtle decorations are present, but never in an ostentatious way. In my opinion, this is where a true strength of Hobeika's work lies. The craftsmanship is visible, precise, and undeniable, yet it never dominates the silhouette. Instead, it accompanies the garment with discretion, almost with a sense of tenderness. This approach gives the collection a quiet elegance, a form of understated luxury that feels particularly refined. What emerges is a very soft femininity, but not a weak one. On the contrary, there is a strength that comes from fragility, a presence that does not rely on excess or demonstration. And this is quite rare, as many collections still associate power with rigidity or immediate visual impact. Here, dignity comes from the absence of aggression, from the ability to exist without overstatement. Of course, some silhouettes occasionally approach a more pronounced romanticism, almost bordering on excessive softness. At certain moments, the collection can feel slightly precious. However, what prevents it from becoming overly sentimental is the rigor of its construction and the coherence of its vision. Everything is controlled, proportions remain balanced, volumes never lose direction, and this technical precision consistently maintains equilibrium. I also appreciate the fact that the show fully embraces its calm rhythm. It does not seek shock, rupture, or provocation. Instead, it offers something else, a moment of contemplation, a pause, almost a floral meditation within a fashion landscape often driven by urgency and excess. And I find that this conviction gives the collection a quiet but undeniable strength. Among its strengths, we can clearly highlight the delicacy of the textile work, the subtlety of the palette, the quality of the embroidery, and the refined dialogue between couture and natural sensation. On the other hand, some silhouettes may feel too soft or too ethereal for those who expect more contrast or tension. But this remains fully aligned with the identity of the show, which favors calm emotion over dramatic impact. In the end, Georges Hobeika delivers a Fall-Winter 2026 collection that is deeply coherent, delicate, and sincere, where fashion becomes almost a refuge. It is a collection that invites less immediate reaction and more gradual feeling, finding its uniqueness in a refined, soothing, and fully assumed beauty. I'll now let you fully enjoy the show. Thank you for watching this video on Brandibay fashion, and feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Take care, and I'll see you very soon for another immersion into the world of fashion.